How do you handle the first week after getting laid off from your job? What should you be doing? What should you be feeling? Welcome back to Anti-Fragile Living. This is episode 2 of a series of how to handle getting laid off with a specific look at layoffs due to AI, how to use AI to your advantage, and then what my experience has been at age 55 getting laid off from my manager job at a large tech company. I want to cover three key areas today. The emotional reset, you're going to go through some tactical steps that you should be taking during the first week, and then the importance of routine and mindset. I'll talk about my personal experience as well with all of these. So, number one, emotional reset. So, it's going to be, I'm sure, a shock or a surprise in 99% of the cases. So, you have to acknowledge that shock. Your mind is going to be going a million miles an hour. You're going to probably feel, again, the shock, anger, sadness, panic, surprise, uh, euphoria, even an unbounded optimism, and maybe even like a productivity surge. You want to just fix everything. You want to take action. You want to do something, and just fix it now and get it over with and be done with it. Or you might even want to just crawl away, pull the covers over, and escape reality. Any one of these or all of these, I think, are normal and could be happening in the same day, in the same hour, and even could be repeating each other in a cycle. So it's important to know that that's normal, and it's going to pass. They'll pass at some point. It's all fleeting emotions. How you feel in a few days and a few weeks from now is probably going to be much different than what you're feeling right now. After talking with several people, including researching online articles and friends and family and trusted people high up in my company who have been through similar things before, it's important to just breathe and just not go crazy in the first couple of days. It's okay to just do nothing for a day or two or three. It's okay. You're going to be you're going to be going crazy, but good decisions are rarely made in such a panic, in such a high anxiety mode. So give yourself permission to just chill. Okay, so what should you be doing? After the first couple of days, that we do want to do something and get the ball rolling here. So after the initial shock has died down, take a look at the severance if you have one in detail. All your documents. Make sure you understand everything completely. Do you still have additional time with the company? Sometimes you're still employed by the company in a non-work period. Do you have some of that time to find a job? How much time? Are you going to get any severance payout? Do you have PTO balance? What are the conditions surrounding the severance or bonus and PTO? What's happening with your health insurance? It's important to know all this in detail and with a clear mind. Again, clear mind, so that you can make decisions clearly. Again, it's not wise to make decisions when you're in a state of uncertainty and stress. All right, next you want to lay out a plan for your job search prep. Notice I said prep, job search prep. This isn't the time to be rage applying or desperation applying or clicking the easy apply button over and over again on LinkedIn. You want to take a look at your LinkedIn and see what needs to be done. You want to start making connections and get everything refreshed and start contacting people. But we're not going crazy with applying. But you can also start thinking about what type of roles you might be interested in. This could be a great time to dream. This is a time to think about reinventing yourself, maybe moving to a different city or a different state, or to get that promotion or get that raise. This, it's cliche, but people say, "Oh, this could be the best thing that ever happened to you." And a lot of times you're thinking, "Right, well, I wish I could just trade places with you. Why don't you try this layoff business?" But a lot of times it's true. This is a chance. And actually, you really need to start thinking this way. This is how you should think. Like this is my golden opportunity to reinvent myself, and I can go any direction now. Wallowing in depression and fear and anxiety is not going to be helpful. We already touched on that. So, as much as possible, you have to put yourself in that positive and expansionist frame of mind. And then, speaking of mindset, lastly, I want to touch on routine and mindset. So it's important to stick to routine as much as possible. to regulate those emotions. So eat healthy, get your proper sleep if you can, work out, be productive, and then have some downtime and some fun too. It's easy to get caught up in thinking you have to just work all the time and be in a panic about your next job. But I think regulating yourself will normalize things. Okay, so this is all great in theory, but how did I spend my first week? I'm just completing it right now. I did go through all those emotions I just talked about. So it was, of course, surprised at first, a little bit of shock, even though I could kind of see this coming due to, AI shrinking things at my company. So I had seen other rounds of layoffs. I just didn't think I would be the next one. So there was some shock, there was some denial, then some euphoria, like, oh, I can do this and that, and time for reinvention, then fear, then excitement, then overthinking, overprocessing, overstimulating. I just wanted to like fix it right away and take action. I wanted to talk, I want to do all the crazy applying to jobs right away that I just talked about, connecting with everybody. Oh, and I thought, well, I have to start saving up money too in case the job search takes a long time. So, what kind of part-time job can I get like right now? Should I start door dashing, delivering packages for Amazon? Like, what can I just do? I needed to do something. I needed to start making money. But on the first day, I actually did nothing. So I think that was good. I just was taken aback, discussed it with people. I had to talk, had to reach out and talk to some people, tell them what I was going through. The following morning was nice. I actually got to have a team meeting with my team. So one of the things I knew I wanted to do was have a team meeting and just share the news with them, even though they knew from, my manager. But I wanted to talk to all of them and tell them how much I appreciated all of them. So I took some notes. I went through everyone on my team and told them how much I enjoyed working with them and what inspired me about them, and how appreciative I was for their work, because it was their work that made me successful as a manager. So that was a very nice meeting, some good closure. But then I still felt like I was, connected to the company. I'm still checking, messages and stuff. I'm like thinking, well, oh, can I help you guys with this, or can I help my, other managers taking over my previous team members, and what can I do? But in reality, I didn't work there anymore, so there's nothing for me to do. But I just felt like I suppose on some level, it felt like I was still valuable and still needed, and I wanted to, as part of that denial, I was still like connected to the company. So at that point, now it's been a couple of days. I didn't sleep well for the first 2 or 3 nights. I would, wake up in the middle of the night and couldn't get back to sleep in the morning. But then I kind of realized, well, you know what? I'm not working, so I have an open schedule. I can, if I just, even though I woke up at 2, if I just get out of bed at 4, in the morning and get my coffee and start some routine, I can go back to bed in the middle of the day and take a nap if I want to, because I'm not working. So there's a little bit of freedom in that. Yeah. So then I mentioned routine earlier, and I try to keep my same routine. So I would get up, have coffee, do some journaling, which is what I normally do anyway, take a shower, and make a list of things on my whiteboard that I wanted to accomplish for the day, which was the same thing I did when I was working, but these are just different things now. I also found that I was really way overestimating what I could get done. I was still kind of in this fix it mode, like I'm gonna, you know, update my LinkedIn profile, update resume, look for internal jobs, look for external jobs, connect with these people, this and that. And some of these things, like the prep, takes a lot longer than I thought. And it would take me a couple hours to get something in a good spot, and then I'd be tired. So I had to kind of learn to accept, like, okay, um, this is, I got this done. This is laying the foundation, and this might be enough for today. And I had to feel good about that. I also decided on day one that I was not going to compromise my health. I knew that. So I'd already been, the last couple months, I'd been on kind of a weight loss program, health kick, and I was really feeling good about myself physically. And so I thought, no way am I going to let them get to me. I'm not going to get off track and, start drinking or start binging fast food and, sugar and things like that. So not giving into that. I knew I needed the energy to go through this, but I just didn't want to go backwards either on my health journey. So I definitely had that solo meeting with myself on day one. So that's been good. I'm been sticking to a healthy lifestyle. And then I've also been giving myself permission to again have some fun and some downtime. I went golfing one day. Most of the day, I've been watching my daughter play her soccer games and her volleyball games, which has been nice. Then on Sunday, I watched NFL football most of the day with my laptop close by, and I was updating a few things. But it's the weekend, so I don't need to be going 24/7, 365 on this stuff. So, all right, question for you guys: if you've been in this situation, what has worked for you? What was your experience when you first heard the news of your layoff? Now, what worked and didn't work? I know I'd like to know going forward if you have recommendations, and I'm sure other people watching this video would like to know as well. All right, so in the next few days, I'm going to keep posting in this series. So I'm going to post things on how to supercharge your job search using AI, and how to network when you haven't been networking for the last 10 years. And then personally, what am I learning as I'm applying these jobs and interviewing? Hopefully, I'm going to take inventory and talk about where I am as the anti-fragile guy. How prepared am I? Was I? What should I have done differently to get myself prepared for this huge event that just took place? So if all this sounds interesting and you want to stay with me in this journey, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. You can also buy a copy of my book if you're interested in this anti-fragile topic. It applies to all of life and not just job search. It's called How to Flourish in Chaos. Link is down in the description. And with that, I will see you in the next video.